Deuces Wild, motherfuckers!
Hello from Greater Prairieville, Louisiana. But by the looks of it, Eric Byrnes is not in Truckee, California. And where would you be, young man?
Fabulous Las Vegas thrill as you see the bling bling PG drip hanging off of my neck last night. The boys, after going 8-0 and winning 4 consecutive games in a fucking day, just the fact that we play 4 games in a day is laughable.
Wait. You played 4 games in one day, and the boys ran through everything.
Bro, it was as challenging of a tournament that we've ever played in the sense that we had a game at 8 a.m. and we didn't leave the field till 10 p.m.
Oh my God.
Insane. Insane.
Dude, I've played, double headers, and I played maybe one triple header in my life. I'd never played 4. That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Okay. And I understand this. And people even, I posted this up on Instagram this morning to pick the boys and little congratulations, yada, yada. And one of the comments was 4 games in a day. What are we doing to our kids and all this stuff? Look, man, every one of these games, with the exception of the championship game, had an hour and 45 time limit. Not one of the games went over 6 innings. We're supposed to play 7. The first game, I believe, went 4. The second game was the one that I think the second game went 5. Third game, probably 6. And then we run ruled the team in the championship. So that one only went 5 as well. It's not as much or as draining on these kids as you think. All of them had, for the 3-day tournament, it was a 100 pitch limit. I think we had one kid throw 100 pitches. Everybody else was way under. So, look, ultimately, you get better by playing with and against the best players. That's exactly what I said at the end of the tournament when I had a chance to talk to both of the teams. And to be honest with you, dude, I'm grateful for the opportunity that, not only my kid, but all the kids I get to coach are getting to go through this at such a young age. And I just think it's only going to make things easier as they get older. Now, that said, they're also going to have to continue to stay hungry, continue to improve, because as you know, and I know, nobody gives a shit how good you were at 14. How good you are at 16, how good you are at 18 is really the next time that matters. And that's that 18. And then if you go to college, it's 21, 22. And then ultimately, if you go and you look at the prime age of all big leaguers, typically 27 is the peak. So you're kind of building up for that. The irony of all of it is my best year happened when I was 31. So you still never know. But yeah, it was a hell of a run by the boys. It was really cool to be a part of, and something pretty special.
Well, it's amazing how you and I kind of operate in our families and everything else. My wife and daughter are on their way. Matter of fact, they'll be landing here in a minute to Las Vegas, Nevada for the Miss USA pageant, which is going to be there for the next 5 days. So that they're going to be doing that, and you're bringing your ass back here. So
Well, hold on a second. Are they going to Las Vegas or are they going to Reno?
they're going to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Wait,
They're going to Reno. It's in
yeah,
Reno.
they're going to Reno. Sorry about
I
that.
thought, yeah, hey, dude,
Dude, there's so much traveling shit in my brain right now. They're going to Reno. All right, but anyway, no, yeah, because you're right. They're staying at the Grand Sierra, but
yep. That's where you and I did our thing.
yeah, we did our thing. We did it. We did
Yes,
the
sir.
base supply stuff. But hey, look, dude, man, I'm fired up for you and the boys. That's awesome. You know that you know they went out there and they came together as a team, and to play that many games in a day and not be gassed. Well, first off, They are gassed, and you know they are.
Yeah.
But to be mentally that strong to go out there and do their stuff, man, congratulations. Tip of the cap to you and the boys, and y'all definitely got the bling bling, baby.
Yeah, it was certainly a pretty cool thing. All right, Thrill. Well, let's get right into it, man.
Let's get into it. Go ahead on.
Let's start with the Toronto Blue Jays and the
Oh,
Game 7.
yay! Papa Manuele, congratulations. I
So,
know you started
yeah,
off as
so
an
cool,
Expo
man.
dude, but you got the Canada vibe and having the Blue Jays in it, man. Congratulations. I know you were pulling hard for them, so nice job.
So, George Springer, Thrill, a huge 3-run home run to basically send the Blue Jays to the World Series. A lot of questions whether or not the Mariners had the right guy in the game at the time. They obviously consider that a high leverage situation. Where are you with the closer and say your middle relievers? And when you come up with a huge situation, maybe in the seventh, as opposed to the ninth, is that the time you would want to put your best guy in there? Or would you be somebody who would be willing to wait for the ninth, which is the more traditional way to go about doing things?
I'm gonna be the traditional guy and wait till the ninth. You know these guys that are coming in to set up your closer. They've been doing it all year long. The only thing that I can question right there is why come in with a sinker. You got to make that guy beat you to the big part of the yard. You either got to go slider away, you got to go backdoor sinker, one or the other. You can't come sinker middle in and miss, and then have that happen right there.
George Springer, Thrill, is now arguably the greatest player in the history of the postseason. Now, this is somebody who seemingly was in the postseason every year since his career started with the Houston Astros. But what does it say about the guy who apparently has a pretty slow heartbeat and what he's been able to do?
That right there is exactly what you and I have talked about in the past. Is like when you get that experience, and as you said, George Springer came up as a young guy in Astros organization. He was in the postseason a lot. For him to come up in that situation and having been there before, it was second nature. Like you said, he had the slow heartbeat. He had the wherewithal to look for a pitch that he could get and he could drive, and he didn't miss it. That right there is a guy that's kind of been there, done that, as opposed to a guy that's his first time doing it and he's got all the jitters involved. And Springer took advantage of the situation. He got a pitch to hit, and as all great athletes do, that that jump up to that situation, he didn't miss it. He didn't miss his opportunity. He didn't miss his pitch, and he's running around the bases, and he's forever going to be in Toronto lore. So there you go.
I mean, this is a guy that's already won a World Series MVP. That was in 2017. He was in the postseason with, the American League Championship Series every single year from 2017 to 2023. Derek Jeter used to talk about it. And he used to have this
Who used
over
to talk about it? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Jeter used to talk about it.
Okay.
Derek
All right.
Jeter did, and he would have this overwhelming confidence going into the postseason because he's been there before.
Yeah.
He's done that,
Yeah.
and I almost think sometimes, at least I know through my postseason experiences, you have to try less. You're running off so much adrenaline, so much emotion. As somebody who had an incredible amount of success in the postseason, what do you think the key is to come through in those big spots?
Well, exactly what you just said. There's a lot of people that are running off emotions. They run off adrenaline, and I get everything in check. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, just bring it on. And like Bob Gibson on the mound, he's like, I got everything in check. Here I'm going to execute my pitch. Derek Jeter, who you talked about, he's like, been there, done this 100 times. Bring it on. And for a guy that's never been in that situation, the situation can get too big. It can get too large. And man, I mean, Springer's been there. I mean, he's been there 6, 8 years at least. And when you have that kind of experience and you can take the big situations and narrow them down, you get what you got last night. And, George, I got to tell you right now, man, tip of the cap to you, brother. Hell of a job. Hell of a job. He hunted a pitch. He got it. He didn't miss it. It was, he took the Toronto Blue Jays. The Seattle Mariners were going to be the fairy tale ending, and then he took the Toronto Blue Jays and ran right by him.
How cool is it for the city of Toronto, the country of Canada? You've talked extensively about Montreal and enjoying your time going up there. What does this World Series appearance mean? The first since 1993 for the Blue Jays.
Well, I mean, the big thing was, the Expos. Um, they had that one year when it was a strike year in '94 where
Oh,
they
they were
had
so
it going
good.
on. But other than that, every time I played against them, it was like, all right, we're gonna go up there and we're gonna thump them pretty good, and just let's not try to get anybody hurt, that kind of stuff. And then you take the flip side of things, and you take the Blue Jays, who what is it, 92, 93? I mean, boat raced people, and they've been in the AL East. They've been a legitimate contender since then. All right, you got your Red Sox and the Yankees, and your Rays on top of that. But then the Blue Jays have had some pretty darn good years in there, and just missed out a little bit here, and just missed out a little bit there. But they put it together this year, so.
Yeah, it's one of those teams, Thrill, that when they were going after Otani, remember you and I both kind of laughed. We're just like, this, it's not happening, dude. Right? Like, I, and it's really hard to get players to go up there and play. They don't want to pay the extra taxes, obviously. You're not in the United States. Yet, when I talked to Josh Donaldson last week, he loved it. And it seemed to me that that arguably was his favorite place to play. He loved the city of Toronto. Is this a place that players overlook and is now, you know, this whole Blue Jays run? Is this going to put the Blue Jays on the map for potential free agents? I mean, it's very rare
You want to
that they
know the
sign
truth?
these guys.
You want to know the truth? All right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you the truth. And a lot of people are going to argue with me. A lot of people are going to take this badly. But, you know, the organization's great. The fans are great. But if I'm a free agent and I get a chance to go up there or stay in the States and not get taxed, I'm going to stay in the States. And
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. That's what the Blue Jays have to overcome every year. And they know it. They definitely know it. They know that, hey, look, I mean, I'm not going to get, your big free agent dudes, because if they make that money in the States, they can keep more of it if they come up here to get double taxed. So I completely get it. but at the same time, the Blue Jays have stayed relevant, and they've stayed relevant by getting good players. I mean, you get a guy like this Clement dude, in the catcher Kirk. You get these dudes, and you're like, they're freaking good, solid ball players. They fit within the teamwork, and all of a sudden, you get your stud, Guerrero to take over, and then you get the supporting cast of Springer and the other guys, and all of a sudden, dude, we're in the series, bro. We're in the series, and we're hosting the series. So there you go,
You got me. I had a malfunction here.
dude. You had a fucking camera, something or another,
I'm
whatever.
trying. I'm trying to manipulate it
Yeah.
where
Hey,
I'm
look. I'm
capture
just
the
telling
view
you.
and everything
I
else.
am telling you. Freaking Toronto, Montreal, all that sort of stuff. It was awesome playing against those guys.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you the flat out truth. The modern day athlete wants the cash. He's not going to get double taxed to go to Toronto when he can go to the Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers or whoever to be relevant.
Well, dude, Toronto's just got to overpay, and that's what they did with Springer when they originally signed him a few years ago, and obviously that ended up paying off. I I would go up there if the offer was that much better. I wouldn't be against playing in Toronto, but I just
You
think
know what?
overall it's kind of even like playing in San Francisco for like a position player, man.
You know
It,
what?
it's
I
hard
would
to get
not
guys
be
there.
against it. I wouldn't be against it anyway if we were relevant. If I knew that I signed up there and I looked around and the components of the team had a pretty damn good shot, I'd take a shot because guess what? I in my major league career, I've already kind of, I guess you want to say, put my money aside. I've done a good job. I've taken care of family, all that sort of stuff. Now I want to freaking win. All
Yeah.
right. If I want to win, I'm going where I look around and all the pieces are together, and I'm like, oh shit, we got a pretty good freaking shot right there.
Okay, so now here is the question. The Dodgers absolutely steamrolled so far through the
Oh,
playoffs. Do the
oh,
Blue Jays have
oh.
any chance in this World Series?
So now, my answer to that, and I just had this talk with Trey not 30 minutes ago. All right. The Blue Jays are coming off of playing balls to the wall, my ass is to the back. I got nowhere to go but charge forward. Otherwise, I go home. And then the Dodgers have kind of been sitting around for how many days? you
Several.
know. So I like the team that's been on the edge all the time. And so, for me, the Blue Jays got that momentum. They got that vibe behind them. The Dodgers, don't get me wrong, they are a fantastic team. But I like the team that's on the edge all the time.
I agree with you, Thrill. All right, let's go over a few of the things here, just pertinent information, I think, leading up to this World Series. I don't know. I tried sitting down for Deuces Wild. It just didn't feel right. Uh, who has the home field advantage? That honor belongs to the Blue Jays.
Blue
They
Jays open up in Toronto. 2, 3 in LA. 2 in Toronto.
So I love this. They actually had the better record by just one game, 94 and 68, as opposed to the Blue Jays, or excuse me, Dodgers 93 and 69. Since the first two games, like you said, Throw will be at the Rogers Center, October 24th and 25th. So that's not until Friday and Saturday. The
Yeah.
series then shifts to LA for games three on the 27th. So they'll have one off day. They'll play 27th and 28th, and if necessary, the 29th, and then 6 and 7 would be on Halloween. So that'd be the 31st. That would be game 6 and then game 7 on November 1st. All of the times are 8 p.m. Eastern time. If the if home field ever really fucking mattered, in my opinion here, it would be now. The energy, the passion of the Toronto fan base with the Canadian people, this matters to them. And so to win game 1 and get just a victory out of the way, I think that's going to be really important for Toronto. Just get one because you know the Dodgers. I saw some ridiculous odds today on, when the series would end, so to speak, right? So you could bet on the Dodgers in 5, I think it was, so that'd be 4-1, was like plus 300 or maybe plus 350. And then it was the Dodgers in 6 was maybe plus 400 and the odds and odds. So it's basically 4-1 odds. And it went to all the way to the Blue Jays sweeping the Dodgers were 20-1 odds. I gotta think, dude, those are way fucking lower than that. I would be shocked if the Dodgers did come out and absolutely steamroll this team.
Well, put it this way: the one good thing of it just came to me while I was thinking about this, and you were just talking just now. The one good thing about the Dodgers situation is now it allows them to set up their pitching rotation the way they want it. All right,
Yeah,
and so you got as of right now, you got Snell who's freaking dealing.
dealing.
It's like, all right, we can set him up, and then if you want to like match person for person, I mean, you know, the Blue Jays can set up you Savage, against Snell. I mean, you got split and change ups and all that sort of stuff, 1-1. But that is the good part about LA right now because they had days off. These guys are rested, and now you can go out there and you can set up your rotation the way you want.
But the thing about the Dodgers is that after Snell, you have Yamamoto. Then we obviously have Otani in this mix. Who else am I missing? I'm missing one of their major league
I
guys.
don't know.
And
I
like they just keep coming at you, one
but
after
but
another after
here's the thing.
another.
But here's the thing. All right, you look at it and
Oh,
you just
Glass
put it.
Glassnell's the other guy.
What?
Glassnell's the other guy, right? So you have Snell, you have Glassnell, you have Yamamoto, you have Otani. What
Okay,
the
but
fuck,
but
dude? They're all
but here's the thing. You just said it. You know, they got the same record with the exception of one game. Dude, this is evenly matched. Yeah, they keep coming at you and all that sort of stuff. But guess what? You don't think that the Blue Jays had to face, the Rays and the Red Sox and the Yankees and all that in that division? They're not polished up. Yeah, they are. And then on the flip side of things, you look at the Dodgers. They got the Padres, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, who had been, champions in the past. So guess what? I mean, both of these teams deserve it. They came out of freaking tough ass divisions. And I don't see anybody running away with this World Series. I see a very evenly matched World Series. And for me personally, it's going to go at least 6 games.
I hope so. I do. I just want to see it get serious.
Put it this way, I know who else hopes it goes 6 games is freaking MLB. Major
Yeah,
League Baseball
everybody.
wants it to go 7 games because they fucking want the revenue.
Of
Because
course.
they doing away with all the rest of the bullshit that they should be doing over the course of the year. Our stupid ass commissioner. They should be doing stuff over the year that raises funds instead of waiting to the off season or the postseason when you got two very evenly matched teams. So there we go.
Yeah. All right, Thrill. Let's get right into this one here. Reports. all over the place that the Giants have made an offer to Tennessee head coach Tony Vitello, who I love. And I am super excited about the potential of this happening. But I also look at it and I got to ask myself, why the fuck would Tony Vitale take that job? You're going to leave Tennessee, where I'm sure he's making seven figures and has security for a lifetime, to move to San Francisco and make maybe a little bit more money, live in a fucking expensive ass city, and have the job security about this fucking big, man. It doesn't make sense to me.
I 100% agree. Okay. So now, not only do you have to say, all right, me, Tony Vitello, all right, I'm going to go into pro ball. I'm going to give up these millions in college, of which he is making. I have a good thing in gear. I got a good system. I'm working the NIL side of things. I am in the toughest conference in the country, and I'm at the top echelon of that conference. Why do I want to go to the San Francisco Giants? Wait a second. Let's think of it monetarily. Why would I want to go to California and be taxed through my fucking ass when I can stay in Tennessee and make more money? Okay. Then on top of that, all right, here I am, Tony Vitello. I have to go to pro ball. Now I have to adjust my game because there's no way, and anybody with any common sense can say that college is the same as pro ball. Not a fucking chance on the face of God's green earth. So that if he does take the job in San Francisco, all right, I'm going to have to surround myself with pro dudes to tell me what the shit is going on here. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
All
it makes
right.
it, it makes a ton of sense.
All right. So now for the gigantes, all right? You know, what do you do? I mean, these rumors have been going around since Saturday. Today is Tuesday. That's 4 days of these freaking rumors going around. All right? How about the thrill chunking something at somebody here? How about the fact that you got, and he's out there, he's in the wings. How about a future Hall of Famer? Well, he should be a Hall of Famer. He and I in the same goddamn exact boat. How about a guy that's been there, done that, Don Mattingly?
My man.
How about?
That's a
How
great
about
call. He's
that
in the
man?
World
That
Series. He's
man
the
has
Blue
been
Jays
there,
bench
done
coach.
that as a player.
Yeah.
He's been there, done that as a manager. And if there's anybody that understands the game, Donnie Baseball understands the game. But that is not my job, Buster. I'm not trying to take your job. All right. I'm just throwing shit against the fan here. All right. But at the same time, you got a proven pro dude. So there's a reason why these rumors came out 4 fucking days ago and nothing's happened. There's a reason why that's happened. Is because somebody on one side or the other is going, maybe that's not right. That's not a good fit, kind of shit.
Yeah, it's Tony. Because there's a lot of people in his ear probably telling him the same thing I am. Why? Eh, The issue.
What the fuck are you doing? What? All right, and then here goes the same thing for me giving advice to a ball player. It's like, dude, you got fucking job security. You got a long term deal, and nothing can freaking fuck with that. You're saying the same thing about Vitello. Vitello has a fucking good thing in Tennessee. He's going to make seven figures. And he's not in fucking San Francisco's fucking tax bracket.
Couldn't agree more, man. And
Whoa, there you go.
not only that, but the truth of the matter is that as a college coach, you're affecting lives. Your impact as a human being is so much more than a big league manager ever will be. A big league manager, it's not a terrible job, but you got to have, number one, some pretty thick skin, and you got to have some pretty fucking cold blood. It is very difficult now dealing with the front office, dealing with the players. You're getting tugged in 19 million different directions. I've single handedly watched really good people and really good managers all of a sudden change. And you know what I'm talking about, Thrill? They just become different. And in a lot of ways, I could make the argument, or you could make the argument that, yeah, you kind of have to, because it's no longer, I'm your best friend and, this and that. And I'm in your corner. Like, it becomes one of those jobs where, look, I may have to cut you tomorrow, motherfucker. And when I do, and I got to tell you and your family to pack your shit up and get the fuck out of town, it's tough. It's
Here's all right. Here's another one for you. Okay, 1,000% agree with you right there. Here's another one for you. Okay, they hire Eric Byrnes to be the manager. Eric Byrnes knows baseball. Eric Byrnes knows the ins and outs. Eric Byrnes decides, I want to put this lineup together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get some fucking memo coming from up top saying, Bob is, 4 for 5 off of this guy. We ought to play Bob and pull this guy out the lineup and all that. And you, as a manager, are looking at it going, no, I need to keep cohesiveness. What I've been doing over the course of the season, I need to keep, my lineup in check, that kind of stuff. And there are contributing factors. Then every day, the manager. So here goes Eric Byrnes out to the dugout, and the press fucking grills him every day. Well, why is Bob hitting in the 5 hole? Why is this guy doing this? Why is guy you need to play this guy? And this goes on like constantly with these managers, whereas it used to not go on back in the day. And so you, as a manager, Eric Byrnes, would sit there and go, uh, do I need to change my lineup? Am I not thinking the right way? No, you're freaking going with gut instinct. You're looking at what has been going on in the last few games, and you're like, I know what the fuck I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And then up top sends a different lineup down. I swear
yes.
to God, that happens all the freaking time. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I won't take a manager's job. Is because I know what the fuck's going on in that clubhouse. I'm walking around. I know those people. I know why I want to put that guy in that situation. I know that Matt Chapman needs to be here. And I know Rafael Devers needs to be here. And when somebody up top tells me that I'm wrong, I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. That's why I won't take the job.
So if the job were presented to us and you had one job to choose: the San Francisco Giants manager job or the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. Thrill, which one would you decide?
Here I am. All right, I'm Tony Vitello, and I'm getting paid how much at Tennessee?
A fuck ton of money.
All right, fuck ton of money. Okay, I am God at Tennessee. I don't have anybody freaking over my shoulder coming over the top of me. I am the man. Or I can go to San Francisco. I can have every freaking scrutiny on top of me. I can have ownership group and, not saying it because he's a great dude, but Buster Posey has probably got his own ideas on things and blah, blah, blah. And so you got all of that shit going on the pro side of things. And you look at the college side of things, it's like, I'm getting paid to do this and I'm fucking God. Why am I going to give it up to go and fucking be second guessed all the time? There you go.
Yeah, no chance. So if
I
I
mean,
had
seriously, what are you
I
thinking?
agree,
What are you thinking?
bro. If you offered me the job as manager of the San Francisco Giants or to be the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers right now, I've been coaching baseball for the past 7 years now, religiously at this youth level, and to the point where this is what I do, man. I love this. This is everything. I would tell you 1000% for all the reasons you just said, Thrill. The autonomy. I mean, even throw money out the door. I
Yeah,
don't
but
even care if one's
here's
significantly
another
more than
thing.
the other.
Here's
The impact that you could have on the young kids, that's fucking everything. Big leaguers don't even really listen to you. And it's hard, man. It's hard. And you make one fucking wrong decision and it doesn't work out. And it was probably the right decision, but it doesn't work out. So now it's the wrong decision. And you're getting fucking blasted from every which way. And the bottom line is this: you're in the fucking NOS, dude. And you may have all the optimism in the world thinking, I'm going to take down the Dodgers. I'm going to take down the Dodgers. Guess what? This is a fucking freight train that has been running and is not going to stop running for the next goddamn fucking decade. Tony, stay at Tennessee. Don't
Hey,
do
guess
this.
what? Tony, you come to San Francisco, that fucking skin better be fucking thick as fucking unbelievable leather you've ever seen before because they will crawl down that motherfucker. Right? I'm just
Yeah.
telling you that right now. EB, you hit the nail on the head. Another thing too. Hey, look, when you hear these fucking rumors, all right, and this is for everybody in the chat room, when you hear these rumors, oh, Major League Baseball said this, and Tim Kirchin said this, and whoever said this, and it takes 4 days and you ain't nowhere closer, guess what? That ain't what's happening right now. That ain't what's happening behind the scenes. What's happening behind the scenes is, all right, they're trying to figure out either money or they're trying to figure out, nah, it's bullshit. We're going a different direction because he's already told us that he's going to stay at Tennessee.
So, but that hasn't happened, right? So it says right here, this is
Yeah,
the
yeah. Now, I
latest
mean,
update.
none of this has happened. This is all conjecture right now.
So
But
the latest
at the same time, it's like, dude, I'm sorry. I mean, do you want to stay at Tennessee and run the program that you built? Oh, and by the way, when you're at Tennessee, I've figured out this NIL shit to where I can get good players. How about
yeah.
that one? Whereas you come to pro ball and you're handed guys and you say, well, I need a shortstop. And during the offseason, they go out and get a left fielder. What the fuck?
So
I need a shortstop, that kind of shit.
yeah. It says right here, Vitello addressed his team in right field following a scrimmage they just recently had and openly discussed reports that he is set to be the Giants' next manager. He told his players they would hear it from him if he was leaving for another job. As Vitello talked to his players, The Athletic, citing sources, reported that Vitello and the Giants are closing in on a deal. If Vitello is hired by the Giants, it would be an unprecedented move for an MLB franchise. He would be the first sitting college coach to jump directly into an MLB manager job without prior professional experience. That's the other thing that all of a sudden puts him into this spotlight where it's like, if he took the Pat Murphy route and he left Tennessee and ended up managing through the minor leagues and then being on a big league staff for a number of years and then getting the job, you're all of a sudden you're not under that same sort of scrutiny. But he's going to come to San Francisco in the fucking NL West with the goddamn Los Angeles Dodgers, who aren't slowing down anytime soon. The Padres, who we all know has been a juggernaut the past couple of years, and it's just not a position that is setting him up for success. So what happens when he's here on a 5-year fucking deal, paying him $50 million or whatever it is that they're going to pay him? But it's got to be a lot of money. They literally would have to pay so far over market value, in my opinion, to get him to leave Tennessee. But then say you do pay that, and you're 3 years into it, and guess what? You're fucking still the same 500 team you were this year, and you're probably going to be the next year, and you're probably in the year after that. Then
I
what?
got two
Then you're
words
fucking
for you.
fired, Thrill. That's what happens. Then you're
I
out of a
got
job.
two
It's like, now
words
what?
for you. Two words. Don Mattingly.
I like that. That's a great hire.
All right.
Don Malley's been in
I
the
mean,
game,
come
man.
on,
He's like,
dude. I
hey,
mean, he's the
I'll
manager. He's the manager of the Dodgers after being a fucking lifetime fucking Yankee of two organizations besides the Giants that you want to like go, oh shit, he knows how to fucking win. Guess what? He got stuck down there in Miami for whatever, and all that sort of stuff. You put him, with Brandon Webb and Robbie Ray and kind of the parts that we got, Matt Chapman and Devers and Adames. You put him with that, I think that man can work with that right there.
Yeah, look, they have pieces. They do. They just don't have the depth the Dodgers have. That's the advantage that the Dodgers have over the Giants. But
Totally agree. Totally agree because I know that through the system, the Dodgers are above us as far as what we got coming up. But 2 years away, we got some shit coming for their ass. But it's 2 years away. So anyway.
yeah, I do. I like that hire way more. I just don't know if Buster's going to connect with Don Mattingly. I'm sure he would. Don Mattingly's one of the nicest guys I know that I'd say I've ever met. I haven't spent a ton of time with him, but when I was working for MLB Network, interviewed him a few different times and just really enjoyed my time with him. He's very mellow mannered. He's a fucking baseball lifer, man.
I
Just
can,
loves
I can
baseball.
tell you this right now, all right? I mean, the only conversations I've ever had with Don Mattingly have been at first base. All right? That's it. Why would I step out on a limb and talk about Don Mattingly if I didn't fucking believe it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, seriously. I mean, here you are. You are a fucking San Francisco Giant lifer. And yet at the same time, you're stepping out and you're promoting a guy that was with the Yankees and then was a Dodger and a Marlin. Why would you do that? Because I believe that somebody like him would get the most out of what we have in San Francisco and get us to where we need to be. Buster, I'm not doing your job. I am not doing your job. You are the big dog. All right. I'm just chunking shit against the fan. And if it sticks, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting because obviously Tony Vitello is the number one option right now for the Giants. I just got to believe that somebody in that dude's life is going to put their foot down and be like, yo, dude, this is not the right decision for you.
Hey, look, here you are. All right, let's take this like legitimately ground up. All right. Here you are at Tennessee. You have a contract. You are God there right now. Okay? Fine. That's on one side of the coin. On the other side of the coin, you get in Pro Ball, and as soon as you get in Pro Ball, if you don't win, you're fucked. You are fucked. All right.
Yeah.
And who knows how long they'll stay with you. Look at Bob Melvin. Freaking awesome dude. Has a kind of a Hall of Fame resume.
Yeah. It
Did
certainly
they stick
does.
with him? Did they stick with him? No, they
No.
said fuck you. All right. We got Bruce Bochy. They ran his ass out of fucking town because they wanted to do the fucking um the metrics bullshit and all that sort of stuff. They
Yeah.
ran him out of town. What's he do? He goes to fucking Texas, wins a fucking
World
World
Series.
Series. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is where the game has changed. And for me personally, it it's like fucking clothes. I hate to say it, but it's like, Linda and Nora. I mean, it's like the fucking 70s clothes are going to come back around. The 80s clothes
They
are going
always
to come back
do.
around. We're going to have the fucking bell bottoms and shit. That shit's coming back around. Same thing with baseball. It's coming fucking back around that common sense baseball is going to win. And if you look at what Dave Roberts is doing, he's doing common sense baseball. He's running the same fucking lineup out there every day. He's running the same freaking rotation out there every day. He has his setup guys. He's got his bullpen dudes. He's got his closer. He's got all of that. And so, ta da, it is old school baseball.
And he's got a feel. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like, yeah, I even said it yesterday going into the 4 games that we were going to play, at least potential 4 games. And you had to win the first to get to the second. You had to win the second to get the third. You had to win the third to get to the fourth. And Matt Wagner, Cole's dad, helped me this past weekend as my assistant coach. And he's like, you got a plan for today? I said, oh, yeah, I got a plan. I said, but kind of like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. This is how I believe that we're going to use our pitching. And that's really the big thing that you have to decide through the course of the day, right? Am I going to throw my best guy first? Am I trying to save him for the championship game? Whatever it is. And then as the day went on, and exactly as I told Matt, the whole thing got blown up because we ran into this Kane Southwest national team, bunch of boys from Texas and Oklahoma, and they could fucking bang. And it didn't matter what we threw at them. We threw one of our kids that throws 84 at him, just whack, 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 no problem. So then we go to the lefty who throws 80, no problem, whack, whack, whack. So then where do I go? I go to my dude that throws 72 and's got the wrinkle and's got the cutter with the slider and the changeup and a split and a fucking knuckleball, and we shut him down. Sometimes you just have to have a feel. I didn't even put this kid on any of the list that I had game one, game two, game three, game four. He wasn't even there. He was not even there. But in the back of my mind, I knew shit hits the fan, we're going to Kipton. And
Yep.
this is the guy that's going to shut it down. You know what he did? He fucking won us the goddamn tournament, bro. He went
Hey,
there and he shut those kids down. He spun it. He threw fastballs by me. It's probably a little harder than 70s. It's probably mid-70s, but all of a sudden this looks a lot faster when you're throwing this and you're throwing this and you're doing
let me
this.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. How long you been around the kid?
About 3 years now.
Okay. So now, so now put yourself in Tony Vitello's shoes. You know, Tony Vitello is trying to make that decision right there, the decision that you made, and he has 1 year experience with the guy. You have 3 years experience with the guy. You put him in, and you knew what the fuck's going to happen.
Yep.
Boom, boom.
Sometimes
Oh, and
you have to read the room.
by the way, Miss Tara Byrnes, here's to
Not
you,
yet.
young lady, smell-o-vision, and all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, no smell-o-vision from Las Vegas tonight. Smell-o-vision smelling like Barry's Steakhouse
Hey, look,
downstairs.
we'll import some freaking tri-tip. Sarah, send that shit over to him over there.
Oh, thrill. Yeah, this is it's a fascinating conversation.
You know
And it's
what? You know what,
it's
EB? I mean, no
yeah.
shit. I mean, look, that's where the game has gone. You know, it used to be about you chunked 7 or 8 dudes out there and you knew what you were going to get out of 7 or 8 dudes. And you might tweak shit here and there. Now, when you make out a lineup, dude, you gotta think about 3 days ahead. You know, he might need an off day, and fuck off day. We never fucking took an off day. What
Never.
fuck? If I'm fucking grinding, and especially if I'm fucking working this shit, I ain't coming out of this motherfucker. And now they have to take that stuff into consideration and off days and the schedule and whatever it might be. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. That's first off. Second off is, kind of what you and I are talking about. The decisions that we make, a lot of times they're kind of not in our hands. And so it's like, well, all right, let's see what they want to do because I know my game plan, but I don't know what they want to do.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. So anyway, it will be interesting to see how this shakes out. Like what's gonna happen. And I know you brought up Mattingly, but the other candidate that had been thrown around was Kurt Suzuki. And Suzuki just took the Angels. Remember last week we were talking Albert Pujols
Yeah, you
was
just
gonna
got
become
through
the Angels
talking
man. What
about
the fuck
him.
happened? Yeah,
What?
what happened there
What?
with Albert Pujols? Like Kurt Suzuki is now the Angels manager.
Really? I
It just
haven't kept
happened.
I haven't kept touch. So the Angels hired Kurt.
Yep, just like that. Just like that. Crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Guess who I had dinner with last week was Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah, no, and Dusty, kind of was in the same boat I'm in. He's in the dark, don't know kind of what's going on. So it's like, well, I don't know.
So is Dusty like what's Dusty? Is he back with the Giants now?
Yeah,
doing special assistant
He's
stuff?
he's doing the special assignment gig like me. I'm more kind of hands on, where he's sitting in the stands and evaluating.
That's good.
And he lives in Sacramento, so he can see the AAA team all the time.
You know what I
For
would do with
me,
you know what I would do with Dusty Baker? I'm serious about this. Like you take a guy like say you hired Tony Vitello, right? You take a guy like Dusty Baker and you have him meet with Tony Vitello once a week. I can't tell you, Thrill, how many times and how helpful it is to have somebody to listen to me and when I'm trying to just go through whether it's the lineup. I think lineup's pretty much semantics, at least with our team, because we have 11 hitters that could all fucking hit. We could mix and match them here and here and here, whatever. But when it comes to the pitching thing and trying to decide, I think those are the biggest decisions that the managers make: is who's pitching when to pull a guy when, and whatever else. It's really helpful to have a soundboard with that, right? And I think Dusty, with all of his experience as a manager, could be so incredibly helpful to somebody like a Tony Vitello if he does come in and help guide him through this process. And it's almost like his little guardian angel on his shoulder. Eh, and there's so many things. And remember this. And I think Giants fans need to remember this too. There's so many things in life that we can't control. And so the biggest thing we could do as a manager, as a coach, as a player is at least control the controllables and make the right decision. Make the right play. And if you don't make the play, you don't make the play. But when it comes to if you're a player and that ground ball's to your right and you're trying to fucking backhand that thing instead of getting in front of it like you should, that's on you. If you're a coach, make the right decision. Make the decision that you think is the absolute best for the team in that moment. And sometimes it's not going to work out. It's just not. So anyway, that's my thought with that. I think he could really help whoever, even if it's Mattingly, like whoever the Giants hire. I think he could really get in their ear and just be in a nice sounding board. Oh,
I I like what you just said right there. I like that a lot. Um, my big thing is, let's say if I took the job. All right, let's
okay.
say if I took the San Francisco Giants job. All right, I have no fucking earthly idea about pitching.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to set up a 5-man rotation and how to make sure my bullpen gets their quality work in. I have no idea how to, if somebody goes down with injury, how do we mix and match to get, you know, so there goes a big red flag for me. All right. I do know how to play every day. Okay. Fine. I don't know how to manage guys that need an off day. Why do you need an off day? I never fucking took an off day. I wanted to play every day. If I didn't play every day, I was fucking pissed, or I was sitting on the bench fucking chewing my fucking fingernails off. How do
Yeah.
you manage the dudes that need off days? And so that's where all of the modern day game stuff for me, I'm like, I can't deal with it. I seriously cannot deal with it. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that I think can do it. And I associate those dudes with winning. And that's why, and I'm not doing Buster's job. No chance. But that's why I chunked, Mattingly in there. Is like, you want to talk about a fucking winner? That's a fucking winner. All right. How he goes about it, I don't know. I don't know. All right. That would be like you with your LTPT dudes. It's like you have the formula to win. I'm not going to go against that.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I cannot do it because I can't get people to play up to my standards. I can't get people to step up and be the fucking man. You need to be the fucking man. If you're not the man, then for me personally on my team, get the fuck out of here. And that's where I'm having problems with the modern day game. So
What? Because I don't think it's everybody, but what percentage of the modern day player would you classify as pussies?
it's over 50%.
I agree.
It's over
I do.
50%.
I agree.
They couldn't play. They
I
couldn't
got a
play in
lot.
my era. They
Okay.
could not play in my era.
No,
We
no, no.
buried them motherfuckers.
But I got a lot of respect for the fucking 50% that are still out there doing it.
Hey, look. You look at a fucking Willie Adamas. That's a fucking throwback. I'll
Oh,
take
hell
that
yeah.
motherfucker. I'll take that motherfucker back in the day. Look, he fucking started out like, and people are gonna say whatever. He started out, if you asked him, he started out like a piece of shit. But did he give up? No. Did he battle? You bet your fucking ass. He battled all the way to the end of the season and became the first fucking dude since Bonds to hit 30 fucking jacks.
It's crazy. Really
I
is.
will take fucking guys like that any day of the week that fucking battle their ass off. I don't care if he hits 30 homers. I don't give a fuck if he hits 15 homers. But if you fucking battle your ass off like that, you are going to play for me. You
Yeah.
are going to play for me.
Yeah, I did. You know what, dude? Here's the deal. I just opened the chat for the first time. Damn. I mean, we got Gene, we
Mike
got
Battleborn,
Garrett,
don't fucking knock, motherfucker.
Polly.
We ain't letting your ass in.
We got Wes in here. Wes, I'm sorry,
No,
man.
no,
I've been
no,
super
no.
busy.
Fuck Wes. Wes had 8,000 million questions last week.
I do. Wes, I'm no, no. I'm gonna get back to Wes. Wes, I'll be doing your. I'll do your pod, man. No problem.
Yeah, do his
Linda,
fucking podcast. He
Joel,
fucking wore us out with questions last week.
Battleborn, Ryan, Jason. What's up, Jason? It just keeps going and going and going,
We
man.
hadn't talked to Ryan. Put fucking Ryan on there.
Well, I mean, we're basically at the end of the road. Just throw in 6 minutes. I got a reservation downstairs with my guy Barry. So, any final thoughts? Any final words? Any final things that you wanted to get out tonight? I know there are a few other things you said you had on the back burner.
I mean, for me personally, um, this is going to be a good series. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, you got the Blue Jays that played all the way to the end, and then now they're going against the Dodgers that have been sitting there for a few days. The Dodgers are a fucking machine, but they have had their moments where they've had some downtimes. If the Blue Jays catch them at a downtime, it's going to be unbelievable. But I'm looking forward to a pretty damn good series right now. Um, I really, really, really am interested in the Giants and their direction. I mean, Buster and Zach Manassian Jr. are playing this close to the vest. I think that They need somebody that is going to step in, impart their will, and get us back where we need to be. We have a lot of pieces in play. We need a few more, but it's going to be dependent on ownership group and how much you want to spend.
Okay, Thrill. I got two more questions for you, and just to try
Fire
to
away.
get to the meat of it. Who wins the World Series?
I am so pulling for Toronto. There's no fucking way I'm pulling for the fucking Dodgers. No fucking way. Dave Roberts, I love you. You're the fucking best, but sorry, I can't pull for the Dodgers.
Oh, there's nothing like having Flippy.
There you
Thrill
go.
pulls them out.
Our
Yeah.
man. Our
What?
man.
That then brings up the question: what percentage of the entire baseball world is actually pulling for the Dodgers as opposed to this feel good Blue Jays story? I gotta think no less than 95% of the baseball world is pulling for the Blue Jays.
I agree with you. I agree with you because the Dodgers have had their day in the sun and they're wanting the feel good story. They're wanting the freaking Blue Jays that went to the nth degree against the Mariners to get in the World Series. They're wanting that World Series and they're wanting that team to win.
Yeah, no question about it. And then the last question here, Thrill, that I'm going to ask you. Who do you believe will be the next San Francisco Giants manager?
Honest to God, that I do not know. If it's Tony Vitello, I don't think it.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, put it this way: if Tony Vitello takes the deal, ooh, he's gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Maybe he wants it. I don't know. Maybe he's looking for that smoke.
You never know.
Some guys like it, some guys want it, some guys chase it. And if
Hey,
that's the stage of his life that he's in, fuck man, go for it. Just know
yeah,
that at
and guess
some
what?
point it's gonna end and it's not gonna end pretty.
Now, and guess
Yeah.
what? In between all of this, uh, Joe Papa Manuele, Viva Canada, baby. Um, I'm hoping your Blue Jays do it, buddy. I mean, you've been such a freaking Expos fan for forever, but it's just the fact that it's back in Canada. I hope your Blue Jays do it.
I love it. All right, Thrill. I gotta get downstairs and grab myself I don't know. What am I feeling? What should I order tonight, steak wise? They got everything, man. It's a
What
primo
do you
steakhouse.
want?
I, I don't
You know
bone
what?
in
Guess what?
ribeye.
Guess what? Wait. Fuck you. You won 4 fucking games today. Your fucking team fucking went over the top. Get you a fucking big ass fillet and crush that motherfucker.
Bone in filet, bone out filet.
Hey, whatever you want. Whatever you want. Get you some and celebrate. You deserve every
Wes is
freaking
saying the
bit of it,
tomahawk.
dude.
How about the tomahawk? Should I go for the tomahawk?
Oh shit. Ooh.
It's all there.
I like me a little tomahawk now.
You like some meats, man.
Oh, what? You know it.
All right, dude. I'm out. Have a fantastic week, and then we're back on next week. Ideally,
No,
that
no, we're not back
oh,
on
we're not.
next week. Next week, I will be in Utah chasing mule deer with Battleborn's buddy Jared. So I'm out next week. The following week, I am in.
Love it. All right, I will be on next week. We have World Series games starting on Friday. Look for the potential no filter network alternative broadcast. If not games 1 and 2, we will do games 3, 4, and 5 for sure. just for the sake that I know I'll be back home. I'm still in Vegas because I got pickleball this weekend through.
Hey,
So
bring on, the mayor. Bring on Sean Casey. That'd be
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
entertaining as shit.
I will try to get the mayor on here, get somebody else on here. But hey, fantastic job as usual, and then have a fantastic hunt out in Utah next week, and then we'll wrap up the season the following week, man.
We'll wrap up the season, and then guess what? I will be now that it's starting to cool off in the south. I'm gonna jump in the garage. I'll have everybody in there in the garage. We'll start doing some hitting stuff,
Fuck yeah.
and I'll be fielding questions. So you guys in the chat room, look, y'all stay with us and then fire up some stuff. Why you doing this? Why you doing that? But that'll be 2 weeks from now.
All right, thanks, Thrill. Austin, yeah, I think I'm going Wagyu. There ain't nothing like fucking some A5 Wagyu.
Bring it on, bring it on.
All right, Thrill. All right, it's for everybody else out there. We got one final message for you. See ya!